My name is Sophie. I want to tell you my story. It is not a happy story, but it is a true story. It is about my best friend, Emily, and it is about a lie. A terrible lie I told her many years ago. Emily and I were more than friends. We were like sisters. We grew up together in a small town called Green Creek. It was a quiet place. Green trees, a slow river, small houses. Our houses were on the same street. We played together every single day. We shared everything. Our toys, our snacks, our secrets. We had a special place under a big oak tree by the river. We spent hours there, talking about our dreams. Emily wanted to be a doctor. She wanted to help people. I wanted to be a writer. I loved stories. We made a promise under that tree. Best friends forever, we said. We pinky promised. We really believed it. Emily trusted me completely. She told me things she told no one else. I trusted her too. Our friendship felt safe, like a warm blanket on a cold day. I thought nothing could ever break it. But I was wrong. I broke it. It started when we were 17, in our last year of high school. A new boy came to our school. His name was Mark. He moved to Green Creek with his family. He was different. Quiet, like me. But he had kind eyes and a gentle smile. He was smart too, and he liked reading, just like me. Both Emily and I noticed him right away. We talked about him in whispers. "He's cute, right?" Emily said one day. I nodded. My heart felt funny. Yes, he was cute, very cute. I felt shy around him. But Emily was more brave. She was always more outgoing than me. She smiled at him in the hallway. She asked him about classes. Soon they started talking more. Sometimes they walked home together. Just as friends, Emily said. But I could see she liked him. Her eyes sparkled when she talked about him. One afternoon, Emily came running to my house. Her cheeks were pink. Her eyes were bright. "Sophie, guess what?" she said, closing my bedroom door. "I need to tell you something. But promise you won't tell anyone. Especially not Mark." "I promise," I said. I always kept her secrets. Always. She took a deep breath. "I really like Mark," she whispered. Really like him, more than just a friend. But I'm so scared. What if he doesn't like me back? What if I say something stupid? My heart sank a little, but I smiled for her. I hugged her tight. "Oh, Em," I said. "He likes you too. I can tell. The way he looks at you sometimes. Don't worry." I tried to sound happy for her. I wanted to be happy. For her, she was my best friend. But deep inside, a small, cold feeling started. Jealousy. It was an ugly feeling. I didn't like it. But it was there. I liked Mark too. I liked his quiet ways. I liked talking about books with him. Seeing Emily getting closer to him. It hurt. Like a small pinch in my heart. I pushed the feeling down. I told myself to be a good friend. A few days later, something happened. Mark found me in the library after school. I often stayed late to read. "Sophie, can I ask you something?" he said. He looked a little nervous. "Sure," I said, my heart starting to beat faster. "It's about Emily," he said. My stomach dropped. "She seems really nice. We talk sometimes, but I can't tell. Does she like anyone?" This was it. The moment. My mind raced. Emily liked him. I knew she did. I should tell him the truth. I should help my friend. But that ugly feeling, the jealousy, came back stronger. A voice inside my head whispered, "What if you told him she likes someone else? Maybe then, maybe he would notice you." It felt so wrong, so terrible. My hand started to shake. I looked down at my book. I couldn't look him in the eyes. Actually, I heard myself say. My voice was quiet, shaky. I think she likes David." David was another boy in our class. He was nice, but Emily never showed interest in him. It was a complete lie. Mark looked surprised. "Oh," he said. His smile faded a little. "David? I didn't know that." "Okay, thanks, Sophie." He seemed disappointed. He walked away. I sat there frozen. My heart pounded in my chest. What did I just do? I felt sick. Really sick. I wanted to run after him. Tell him I lied. Tell him Emily liked him. But I didn't. Fear kept me glued to my chair. Fear of Mark thinking I was crazy. Fear of Emily finding out. Fear of everything. The next few days were strange. Mark was still friendly to Emily. But something had changed. He didn't talk to her as much. He didn't walk home with her. The warmth was gone. Emily noticed it right away. She came to me, looking confused and sad. "Sophie, what happened?" she asked. "Mark is acting so weird with me. Did I do something wrong? Was it something I said?" Her sad eyes looked right into mine. My guilt felt like a heavy stone in my stomach. This was my fault. All my fault. I wanted to confess. I opened my mouth. But the words wouldn't come out. I was too scared. "No, Em." I lied again. My voice didn't sound like my own. "You didn't do anything wrong. Maybe he's just stressed about exams. Or maybe he just sees you as a friend. Don't worry about it." Another lie. It felt worse than the first one. Mark started talking to me more after that. Maybe because he thought Emily wasn't available. He asked me to study with him. He walked me home sometimes. He told me about his family, his hopes for the future. He was still kind, still gentle. Part of me felt a flicker of happiness. He was paying attention to me, but it felt wrong. This wasn't how I wanted it. This happiness was built on a lie, built on my best friend's sadness. Emily stopped talking about Mark. She became quieter. She focused on her studies. Sometimes, in the school hallways, I saw her look at Mark. Her eyes held a question, a confusion, a quiet hurt. Every time I saw that look, the stone in my stomach grew heavier. The guilt gnawed at me. I started having trouble sleeping. I would lie awake, thinking about what I had done, thinking about Emily's sad face, thinking about my betrayal. One afternoon, we were sitting by the river, in our special spot under the oak tree. The sun was shining. The water flowed slowly. It should have been peaceful, but I couldn't relax. Emily was quiet for a long time. Then she turned to me. "Sophie," she said softly, "sometimes I feel like you're hiding something. About Mark, about why he changed towards me. Do you know something you're not telling me?" My breath caught in my throat. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was it. My chance. Confess now, Sophie, my mind screamed. Tell her the truth. Say you're sorry. But I couldn't. The fear was too strong. Fear of losing her. Fear of her anger. Fear of her hating me forever. No, Em, I whispered. My voice trembled. I don't know anything. Really. Maybe he just wasn't the right one for you. Maybe someone better is waiting for you. It was the weakest lie yet. But she didn't push. She just looked away towards the river. A tear escaped her eye and rolled down her cheek. I wanted to wipe it away. I wanted to hold her and tell her everything. But I sat there, frozen in my fear and guilt. High school ended. Life moved on. But the lie stayed. Emily got into a great college in a big city. She was going to study medicine, just like she dreamed. I was so proud of her. Mark also left Green Creek. He went to a different college. We lost touch. He never dated me. He never really liked me that way, I think. My lie didn't bring me Mark's love. It just pushed him away from Emily. It just caused pain. I stayed in Green Creek. I didn't go to college right away. I got a job at the town library. It was quiet there. I liked being around books. Emily and I kept in touch. We talked on the phone every week. We visited each other during holidays. We were still best friends. On the surface. But underneath, something was broken. The easy trust. The feeling that we could tell each other anything. It wasn't there anymore. Not for me, anyway. My secret was always between us. A silent wall. Every time Emily called me, excited about a new class or worried about an exam or telling me about a new friend she made, I listened. I offered support, but I felt like a fake, a fraud. She was sharing her life with me, her true self. But I was hiding a huge part of my past, a part that hurt her deeply. Years went by. 5 years? Then 10. We were in our late 20s now. The guilt didn't disappear. It became a part of who I was. A constant ache in my chest. A shadow that followed me. Sometimes I would forget about it for a little while. When I was busy, at work, when I was reading a good book. But then I would see a picture of Emily, or hear her voice on the phone, and the guilt would wash over me again. Heavy and cold. Then, one day, Emily called me. Her voice was full of joy, bubbling with excitement. Sophie, I have amazing news. Peter proposed. We're getting married. Peter was a wonderful man she had met in the city. He was kind, smart, and he adored her. I was genuinely happy for her. Tears of joy filled my eyes. Oh, Em, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. And Sophie, she continued, her voice warm, I want you to be my maid of honor. I can't imagine getting married without you standing next to me. Her words hit me like a physical blow. Maid of honor, standing beside her, celebrating her love, her happiness. While I carried this ugly secret, this betrayal. How could I do that? How could I stand there, smiling, knowing what I had done? Knowing I had hurt her so badly in the past? Knowing I had lied to her face for years? I couldn't. I knew it in that moment. The lie had lived inside me for too long. It was time. I had to tell her, before the wedding, no matter what happened. Even if it meant losing her forever, I owed her the truth. Finally, after all this time. My hands were shaking when I hung up the phone, My heart pounded with fear, but also with a strange sense of release. The decision was made. A few days later, I drove to the city. The drive felt very long. My stomach hurt. My mind kept replaying the lie, Emily's sad face, Mark's disappointed eyes. I felt sick. I parked my car near a small cafe where we had agreed to meet. I saw her through the window. She was smiling, looking radiant. That beautiful, trusting smile. The smile I didn't deserve. It broke my heart all over again. I walked in and sat down. We ordered coffee. I tried to act normal, but my hands were trembling. I couldn't meet her eyes. I started. My voice was barely a whisper. Before we talk about the wedding, there's something else. Something I need to tell you. Her smile faltered. What is it, Sophie? You sound serious. It is serious, I said, finally looking at her. Tears started to well up in my eyes. It's about high school. About Mark. Emily looked confused. Mark? What about him? I took a deep breath, and then I told her. Everything. How I had been jealous. How Mark had asked me if she liked anyone. How I had lied and said she liked David. How he pulled away from her because of my lie. How I kept it a secret all these years. How I let her think it was her fault. How I lied again when she asked me about it by the river. The words came tumbling out, mixed with tears and shame. It was ugly, painful. Every word felt like pulling a piece of glass out of my own heart. I didn't make excuses. I just told her the truth. Emily listened in complete silence. Her face went pale. Her eyes widened in shock. Then the shock turned into hurt. A deep, raw hurt that was terrible to see. Tears welled up in her eyes, but she didn't make a sound. She just stared at me, as if she was seeing me for the first time, and maybe she was. When I finished, the silence in the cafe felt heavy, thick, suffocating. Finally, she spoke. Her voice was quiet, hoarse, empty. Why? She whispered. Why, Sophie? Why would you do that? I trusted you. You were my best friend. I shook my head, crying openly now. I don't know why, Em. There's no good reason. I was young. I was stupid. I was so jealous. And I've regretted it every single second since that day. I am so sorry. More sorry than I can ever say. Emily looked down at her hands. She was silent for a long time. Then, she slowly stood up. I need time, she said. Her voice was flat, devoid of emotion. I need to think about this. She didn't look at me. She turned and walked out of the cafe. I sat there alone. My coffee was cold. My face was wet with tears. The weight of the secret was gone. But it was replaced by a different kind of pain. The pain of the truth revealed. The pain of the damage I had caused. The pain of possibly losing my best friend forever. Weeks passed. Emily didn't call. She didn't answer my texts. The silence was heavy, crushing. Then one day her sister called me. Gently she told me that Emily needed space, and that she couldn't have me as her maid of honor. She couldn't have me at the wedding at all. My heart broke, completely shattered. But I understood. I had betrayed her trust in the worst way. I had broken something precious, something fragile. And maybe some things, once broken, can't be fixed. I didn't go to the wedding. I saw some pictures later online. Emily looked stunning. She looked happy. Peter stood beside her, his eyes full of love. I felt a pang of sadness, but also relief. She had found happiness. She deserved every bit of it. Losing her friendship was the price I had to pay for my lie. It hurt more than carrying the secret ever did. The secret had kept us connected, even in a broken way. The truth had finally cut the cord. But telling the truth also did something else. It set me free. Free from the constant hiding. Free from the fear of being discovered. Free from the heavy weight of guilt I had carried for more than 10 years. The relief was real, even though it came with immense sadness. Living with a secret is like being trapped in a small, dark room. Telling the truth, even when it's terrifying, opens the door. It lets the light in. It doesn't magically fix everything. Sometimes it leads to more pain, like it did for me. But it's honest pain. It's clean pain. It's better than the slow poison of a lie. I don't know if Emily will ever forgive me. Maybe one day, years from now, we might be able to talk again. Maybe not. I have to accept that. I live with the consequences of my actions. But I learned a very hard lesson. Trust is the foundation of friendship. Secrets, especially hurtful ones, corrode that foundation until it crumbles. Honesty, even when it costs you dearly, is always the better path in the end. If you are listening to this, maybe you are carrying a secret too. Maybe you feel trapped. Maybe you are scared. I understand that fear. But please, think about the weight you are carrying. Think about the freedom that truth can bring. It might be the hardest thing you ever do, but living honestly, without hiding, is worth the struggle. Be brave. Choose truth. Even when it hurts. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to make mistakes. We all do, but we can learn from them. We can choose to live better, to be better. Thank you for listening to my story. It wasn't easy to share, but maybe, just maybe, my painful experience can help someone else avoid the same path. Be kind to the people you love. Be honest with them. And most importantly, be honest with yourself.